Hi guys, I'm going to do a video tutorial on how to do a clipper cut, and I just want to let you know that it's really not a big deal if you mess up. Y'all aren't seeing anybody anyway, but I'm going to start off with a joke. What's the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut?
I don't know.
About 2 weeks. I hope this tutorial helps you at home if you have any clippers in your house to do kids or significant others. I'm hoping that this is going to be an easy way to get you through the next couple weeks.
Okay, a little bit about clippers. There are two levers on the side. One is the power button. The other lever towards the blade. If you push it down, it raises the blade. Push it back, it shortens the blade. Now if you watch very closely and move that lever, and you can see the blade moving. If you push it up, the longer distance between the blades, that's going to leave the hair longer. If I put it down, that is going to make the hair shorter. This is very important.
These are guard attachments. This is a number 3. On any clipper, doesn't matter what number that says, you want to look at the length. This is 3/8 of an inch. Number 4 is 1/2 of an inch. I'm going to be blending a longer guard up here into a shorter guard down through here and back through here. Now it's very important to hold the clippers flat to the head. Don't go in like this. Don't go in like this. You always want to make sure flat to the head. Now a couple things with using clippers. Some people have mentioned that it gets a little divot. Don't go too high. This right here is the curve of the head. What you want to do is go straight up. Never go into the curve. Go flat, straight up. Never above the curve of the head. That's all the way around. Here we go. Little movements are more highly recommended because the smaller the movement, the less of a mistake you can make. Didn't go above the curve of the head. Soft little strokes. Changing it out, make sure that your clipper head is attached securely. Turn it back on. Short little strokes. Remove the ear, hold the ear down, ears are flexible. Hold the ear down to get behind the ear. And this is a 2 guard. Now I changed it to a 1 guard and I pulled my lever up to make it technically what's called a 1.5. It's a little higher. You can see that. Now this one, I'm going to do soft little strokes, but I'm going to hold my clippers at an angle to the head. Not going flush to the head. This is so I can do a little bit more detail work and get close, just right in this section, back behind the ear. And that is how you fade. Show you on the back of the head. This is a 2 lifted up to what is considered a 2.5. Starting in the midsection of the head. And if you can see, my clippers are exactly flush with the head. Little strokes going all the way around. That's for this midsection. Now I'm going to go bring it down to a 2 with my lever. Up and down, small little strokes. Straight up and down, the back of the clipper resting against the head. Now I'm switching my guard out to a 1, making sure that I lift my lever up to be a 1.5. Turning my clippers on. Again, I'm gonna have my husband put his head down. This is the occipital bone. You don't wanna go too short above the occipital bone to do a true fade. I'm just gonna lightly come in. Don't push too hard. You don't need a lot of pressure for these clippers to work. And again, I'm just going short little strokes, up and down. Trimmers. Now these are where a lot of people mess up. What I'm going to show you how to do is edge out around the ear and take care of the hairline. What I'm gonna suggest you to do is have your client hold their ear down for you while you go through and trim up around their ear, so you can hold their head just in case any sudden movements won't have you mess up with the trimmers. Can you hold your ear down for me, please? Just like that. And then take your trimmers and just gently follow the curve of the hairline all the way up and around the ear. Okay, you can release your ear. I know for kids it's probably going to be a little bit harder because they are sometimes moving targets. There you go. Nice clean hairline. For the neckline, you want your client to have their head looking down, and you're going to just do a natural or a squared off shape. For a square off shape, you just go straight line down, straight line across. For more of a natural look, you just follow the natural pattern of their hairline. What I recommend is holding their head, making sure that they don't move. Have your trimmers pointed down. Do not go into the hairline like this. That will prevent any unnecessary higher hairlines. And just take a straight line all the way down the neck. We can turn the trimmers the other way just to kind of go and get a closer shave. Nice, clean hairline. All right, for the top, if you feel so brave, you're gonna wanna squirt it down a little bit. Some water. This does get a little bit more hairdresser technical, but what you're gonna do, using a pair of shears, granted I know that a lot of you don't have hairdresser shears at home, kitchen shears will be fine, as much as I'm biting my tongue trying to say that out loud. From the back, where the hair swirl is, these little guys stand up, so we're gonna leave those a little bit longer so when he styles, they don't stick up. You're gonna take about an inch section in the middle, lifting it up, and you are going to cut towards the face, from the crown to the face. You're gonna take each section about the same size, going towards the curve of the head. Try to remember exactly how much you're taking off. In Joe's case, I'm taking about a half of an inch. That way you're gonna have a little bit more success taking the same amount around the whole top of the head. As I go through, I take my comb and I hold it in between my forefinger and my thumb. If you have to put it down, I don't blame you at all. Have your client in your chair hold the comb for you. And this might take a little bit longer than what it does for me, but I've had a lot more practice. If you're really brave and want to check your work, because you went this way on the head horizontally, what you can do is lift the hair up vertically and check. So you haven't cut these sides yet. So you can see that there's a little point here. You can cut it this way too. But just remember, if you cut it this way, take very, very small sections again remembering only to take off that 1/2 inch or whatever predetermined length that you decided. Okay, you can check and see that there's a little point right here. You just cut that off. Moving down to the curve of the head, and that will blend where you ended the clippers. If you did it right, if you just went straight up the head, not going into the curve, okay, this will blend perfectly. Now I know some of you remember the bowl cuts from the late 80s. So to prevent a bowl cut look around the front fringe area, instead of cutting like this, what you're gonna do is trim like this. This is called point cutting. It gives more of a soft line. And I'm not gonna use my fingers because then you can't see what I'm doing. I'm holding down the hair with a comb and just soft motions going through and taking out little triangle pieces into the front fringe area. Now when he styles this, he styles it up. It will lift up. If he doesn't style it up, it won't look like he's got a bowl cut around the front of his hair. You can also do it this way, holding your fingers like this. Almost like you're crossing your fingers, but not quite a full cross. How you hold the hair, and you can go up and down. And there you have it. Hopefully that simplifies using clippers for you at home. I know that this is a hard time for everyone. You guys are gonna be fine. We'll get through this.